Good morning and welcome to After GMS. We are live here on the News 2 Facebook page as we are every weekday at 7:45. So pleased to see a lot of our regulars and some new faces joining us today. So thank you. It is Thursday, May 6th. I'm Megan Malaris with Terrain Kirksey, Ed Matthews, and Stacy Spivey.
Yeah, we've almost made it to the weekend, and temperature-wise, it's looking pretty nice. It's a little bit cooler today than it has been, but temperatures will rise again, won't they?
Yeah, that's right. It will be warming up soon enough. We just have to get through a couple of days of cooler weather, but if you do like cooler weather today, tomorrow, even Saturday, not too bad. For today, temperatures this morning in the 40s and the 50s. This afternoon, upper 60s to low 70s. A lot of sunshine right now, but we could see some high cloud cover move in late in the day. We'll put in a 20% chance of a sprinkle or isolated shower at best. But most of us won't see a drop of rain. And then as we go through tomorrow, I think that's when we'll see a better chance of a few pop-up showers and storms during the heat of the day, especially as a disturbance moves on in. And then I'll keep our temperatures down a little bit cooler with a little more cloud cover. So highs tomorrow, mid-60s for most. The weekend looks dry. Saturday, nice and pleasant. Temperatures in the low 70s. And then for Mother's Day, warmer, upper 70s to low 80s with a mix of sun and clouds. And it looks like we'll keep those rain chances, or at least hold those off until Monday. That'll be a decent chance of rain as another system moves on in. Behind that, temperatures will cool off again. Right now, it looks like Wednesday will be in the mid-60s, but that's still 7 days away. So we'll continue to refine the forecast and make adjustments as necessary. But the point of this is, look right there at Sunday. The weather looks good for the big day.
And speaking of, this weekend, we're celebrating the women who gave us life or guided us in one way or another. We wanted to know, do you typically buy gifts for Mother's Day, or maybe just spoil her with quality time, or maybe just go with a simple card instead? Go ahead and let us know in the comment section below. Among all the other shortages during the pandemic, this virus has also taken a toll on the flower industry, meaning that beautiful bouquet for mom might cost some extra bucks. There were fewer flowers, vases, and even less ways to get supplies shipped to flower shops across the country. Plus, demand is greater this year. The National Retail Federation says 68% of people surveyed plan on getting mom flowers this year, and that's up 4% from 2020. Shops say you'll still be able to get flowers for mom, but if she's picky, well, it might not be the exact bloom that she likes. Now, one person has already responded to this conversation. Michael shared this sweet comment saying, "My mom always told me to bring her flowers while she could still enjoy them. Even though she is gone, I still take her flowers." Ty writes, "I like going the sweet and simple route for Mother's Day. Anything sentimental makes her day. One year I wrote her a poem and printed it out on nice cardstock paper and framed it. She still loves it to this day." Yeah, I think those little sweet sentimental things mean more than sometimes an expensive gift. Obviously, I haven't had a Mother's Day yet, and we'll have my first next year with Baylor here. And I think honestly, just getting flowers is probably what I would like to get, I guess. Flowers and a card, I like simple. And Megan, I know you like the same as well.
Yeah, just simple for me. It's the thought that counts, especially when you have a little one who's only 16 months old, so he can scribble on a card or help Dada pick out the flowers. And so I came home to a beautiful vase of tulips yesterday, and I can't wait to see them bloom out. They're gorgeous. So yeah, just simple gestures like that and some family time, not a whole lot of running around is what means the most to me.
Yeah, I think my mom is very similar as well. Just a nice, relaxing time. Just doing something to let her know that you're thinking of her, and to the first comment there, you want to give people their flowers either literally or figuratively while they can smell them. So definitely a good thing to keep in mind, and just celebrate all the mothers out there. Now, I'm pretty basic with the flowers and maybe a card, but Ed is a lot more creative and does a better job clearly in picking out gifts. What'd you get your mom?
Well, leave it to the Matthews kids to be totally different, right? Mom loves cut flowers. We've done cut flowers in the past. She loves knockout roses. We have bought her those many, many years, and she would, reset them in the yard. So she's got rose bushes everywhere. But this year, a garden hose so she can water everything. You know, we've been dry recently up until a couple of days ago, and she always asks me when I go home, Ed, when's it gonna rain? When's it gonna rain? When's it gonna rain? So we went ahead and gave her the garden hose and the little spray nozzle that goes on the end of it. We gave her that last time I was at home, just last week, so she could get to watering those flowers. So I guess a more practical gift, but she loves any kind of flower, let's face it. Yeah.
And you did give her that rain that she wished for, Ed, this week, and then are clearing it out for a gorgeous Mother's Day. So
yeah, and you know, she's already asking for more. You know, we got over an inch here. They got about a quarter of an inch down there in the sand hills, and that soil dries out rather quickly. So I got to get back to work and see if I can find some rain down the road. Yeah.
You know, what Mama Shirley wants, Mama Shirley Matthews should get.
Yes.
She's an amazing woman and a tough cookie.
Yes.
All right, Stacy, what is everyone saying on our feed here?
It seems like most people agree with us. Like, simple is better. I haven't seen anyone post about anything elaborate for Mother's Day. Really, just spending time with family seems to be key to a good Mother's Day, including Sandra. She said, time with family is good for me. I love my family. Phil says he does flowers card and take her out to lunch or dinner. Joanne said, my children always take me out for a meal and celebration, usually to Olive Garden, her favorite restaurant, with gifts and other surprises from children, grands, and great-grands, many cards. Heather said, I got my mom and grandma flowers last year. I got them cards, and we're doing brunch this year. Jessica says her husband will take the kids out to pick a card and maybe a coffee mug, and she always loves it. Patty says they celebrated yesterday. They went shopping together. It was a great day to celebrate. Jason said he would always do a small gift and card. One year, me and my brother that lived in another town, we got her the same card. Yeah, I'm sure that happens sometimes with families. And a lot of people just looking back on the days that they had with their mom, because not everyone has their mom still here. So, you know, thinking about you guys, but know she will always be in your heart. And we are very thankful for all the moms out there. And I want to leave you on a happy note, though. Gloria says, I just miss the days when my kids made me cards. Those homemade cards were so cute. You know, you'd make in like preschool or elementary school. So maybe you have to bring it back, because clearly mom really likes it.
Yeah. Lots of great ideas. Again, just as long as it's some gesture that comes from the heart and doesn't seem like an afterthought, I can speak as a mother. I know your mom will appreciate that.
Yeah.
So happy Mother's Day, early Mother's Day to everyone celebrating. All right, let's take a look at our headlines before we get to our next talker of the day. And we will start with this one. We know a man in Winston-Salem is dead after police say he barricaded himself in a house, set it on fire, and shot at officers. Police say this all started yesterday when a man pulled a gun on officers who were responding to a disturbance call at a house on Lockland Avenue. The State Bureau of Investigation is now involved and will continue to investigate the case. State House lawmakers have passed 3 bills to reform law enforcement. First, House Bill 536. It would require officers to intervene and report on excessive force used by fellow officers. House Bill 547 would give law enforcement agencies access to data that can help crack down on officers trying to hide or conceal past misconduct. Lastly, House Bill 548, it would require agencies to report officers who lie under oath. All 3 bills will now move to the Senate. 42% of North Carolina adults are now fully vaccinated for COVID-19, according to our state's Health and Human Services. To get it closer to herd immunity, though, local college students are shifting their career paths to help out. WFMY News' Denise McMiller has one student's incredible story.
While this wasn't originally a part of UNCG graduate student Aaron Sturdivant's plans, he pursued his current internship to do research and educate youth on the dangers of tobacco use. But now he's educating folks on this deadly virus. Aaron's required 180 hours at an internship to graduate are being spent in ways he never thought. Just 2 weeks into interning at the Surrey County Health and Nutrition Center, he was thrown into uncharted territory, taking thousands of calls a day for vaccine appointments and organizing thousands of vaccinations. But Aaron says there is now some reluctance to get the shot. The 23-year-old believes in the vaccine and got his shot, but he's hearing from peers his age who may not feel the same.
There are some people here at the health department, as well as some of my friends that are just, maybe they've just had kids, and so they don't know a lot about breastfeeding and the vaccine. And then also, I don't think that it's really been looked into a lot about, can it cause problems in the future with births or, things like that. So maybe that's why some people are deciding not to get it. And I understand that.
Aaron says he's not going to give up. His top priority is to protect as many people from the virus as possible. He just became a full-time employee and is leading vaccine efforts alongside state officials. And Aaron graduates next week with a set of skills he didn't plan to have. He says he'll continue to focus on vaccine efforts until this pandemic is behind us.
Well, if you ride the Greensboro City buses, you might notice a price hike soon. Right now, fares are $1.50. The city is considering doubling the price to ride the bus. If approved, that would go to $3. So no final decision yet. The city wants to hear from you. There are 2 public meetings via Zoom this month. Then the city council will hear feedback at a meeting June 1st.
Well, today kicks off National Nurses Week, so it's only the right time that we take a moment to show love to the healthcare heroes that keep us healthy. The first day of the week-long celebration is actually National Nurses Day today. So from us here at WFMY News 2, we want to send a special thank you to all of the nurses around the world and here in the Triad. You can let us know in the comment section below who's the superstar nurse that deserves a shout out this morning. Maybe it's a family member who works as a nurse or someone that's helped you when you've gone to the doctor's office or hospital. Go ahead and let us know. So many nurses out there. I know, guys, I could never be one and do what they do. It's just incredible the work that they put into making sure that we're all healthy and taken care of. I guess I would give a shout out to all the nurses that I've been in contact with in the past, 7 months or 8 months, I guess now, of pregnancy. They've just been so great answering all my 1 million questions that I have and been so patient and helped calm my nerves and anxiety about anything at the doctor's office. So they've been really, really special. And I know that all the nurses out there are just like that.
Yeah, shout out to all of our incredible nurses who have been working tirelessly, especially during this pandemic, putting their own health at risk to help and save lives. I mean, it has been an incredible testament to selflessness that the profession entails. I'd like to give a shout out to all of the nurses at Cone Health, the former women's hospital on Green Valley Road. My son was one of the last babies to be born there before the campus moved over to the main facility. And I remember one nurse in particular, it was a night that they gave my son the hearing test. All newborns have to go through a hearing test. And she couldn't quite get the results for one of the ears. And she said very calmly, "Don't worry, this is normal. I'll come back in a few hours and try it again." So I learned later she had stayed after her shift had ended to come back and do the test herself. And sure enough, he passed it. But it was just great, the bedside manner in which she calmed my nerves as then a first-time mom. And so just really an incredible story of how nurses are day in and day out, caring for their patients like their family.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that is awesome, and there are so many stories, countless stories that, everyone can think of. You just think back over any time that you had to go to the hospital or you had to visit a loved one and they've been there to answer questions and in some cases to hold your loved one's hand if they were going through something rough. So, just again, thank you to all the nurses who have been with us during this tough time for the world and also the ones that have been there for us when we've had individual tough times in our families when it comes to medical issues. So we can't thank you enough. For sure.
Yeah, well said there, Taran. Big shout out to all the nurses and a special shout out, I got to get this in, for all the nurses at Moore Regional Hospital down in Pinehurst, down in the Sandhills. My mother, although doing great now, has been in and out of the hospital over the past 2 or 3 years. They were amazing. They were really amazing. And Uncle Ed is pretty proud because my nephew Cameron is currently in nursing school.
Oh,
that's right.
Cameron?
Some of the best nurses are male, both male and female. Traditionally when I was a little kid, it was mainly female nurses. But I tell you what, male or female, they do a wonderful service to our community and to our society.
No surprise, Ed's nephew chose a career that involves helping other people. You'll have a wonderful family. So thank you, Cameron, for what you're doing. All right, let's get a final check of our, oh wait, we got to share our comments. We have some shout outs, Stacy, on the feed coming in.
Yeah, we've got a lot of shout outs that I want to make sure we can share. Jessica said she's not a nurse, but her big shout out to her mom who just put herself through EMT school. That's incredible. Wow. Scott said a big shout out to my aunt in Virginia who turned 70 on the 17th. She was a nurse for 40 years and has always given me great advice on my health. She knew more than most doctors. I mean, 40 years of service as being a nurse, that's incredible. Let's see, Bobby said a shout out to all nurses. Debbie's niece Casey is a nurse. Everyone's saying shout out to all nurses, many nurses out there. Joanne says there are a lot in her family, especially a daughter and daughter-in-law who are both ER nurses. And I know that has to be a tough job for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, because you don't see the patients very long. I mean, they are in and out. So the connections you make with them in the moment are so important as they're oftentimes going through really challenging health situations that require that level of urgent care. So yes, ER nurses for sure to be applauded.
Definitely, definitely. But I also want to take a little time to applaud Ed Matthews as he gives us our final forecast. Thank you.
I was like, where?
I was like, what's up there, Taran? Yeah, I tell you what, I will share the credit with Taran for the absolutely beautiful morning that we've got here in the Piedmont. We've got sunshine, a few scattered high-level clouds later on this afternoon, but pleasantly cool. We went down into the 40s to near 50 this morning, 50 the official low out at PTI. On our way to the upper 60s to near 70 for today. And then for tomorrow, a little disturbance moves through. It could give us a shower. We couldn't even rule out maybe a rumble of thunder in the afternoon. We're looking at mid and upper 60s, but the weekend looks fantastic. Saturday, mixed sun and clouds and around 70. Mother's Day, if you're going to get together with mom, the weather's going to cooperate if you want to be outdoors. Sun and clouds and near 80. Cold front approaches on Monday for a few showers and thunderstorms on Monday afternoon. And back into the upper 70s. We'll cool back a few degrees by Tuesday.
Cannot wait for that beautiful Mother's Day forecast.
I didn't know where Taran was going.
I didn't either.
Listen, I don't know where I'm going half the time.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought you were getting ready to honor me for something, and it's like, what have I done?
I was like, did Ed do some kind of nurse, heroic type effort, give you a Band-Aid or something?
We were going to show up with the balloons and the plaque and maybe a cake or something like that.
My goodness.
I thought you were going to say Ed's nursing the forecast to warm up or something.
That's it.
That works.
I'm not that good with words. I ran out of words.
That was an awesome transition. Awesome transition. All right. On that note, thank you. You never know what's going to happen on After GMS on Facebook Live at 7:45 every weekday. Thanks for being part of it today. We appreciate it.
Get out there and get to it.